You're tuning into.
You're now tuning into
CodenameZ.
And welcome back, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back to another week. I'm Tyrone.
And I'm Basil.
And this is CodenameZ.
The podcast.
I'm trying to figure out what beat that was supposed to be, what tone,
Trying to find the
reference
note. Trying to find the note.
Supposed to be. Anyway, how have you been this week?
Could have had a better week, but we're here. We're here.
I feel that.
We out here.
Yeah. Oh,
Gang.
you're annoyed anyway.
Well, we're out here.
So,
how was your week? You didn't answer your week. How was your week?
My week was pretty
And
good.
we're starting the podcast.
Just, bar applications are coming up, so it's just been a little bit, my mind has been all over the place. I'm starting to get a little bit
going to the bar? I'm sorry, what? What bar are you talking about?
The legal bar.
Oh.
Then I'm about to graduate law school.
Ew.
Oh, we have
that applause is so trash. There we go.
But anyway, and I think I'm also getting slight senioritis where it's just like, can we be done? Like, can we please be done? Like, but anyway, overall, I'm good. So I think now our shows are going to actually start looking a bit different. We might go back and forth between styles, but typically we pick one topic and we stay on that for the whole time. But now I think we're going to do a little bit of a variety. We're
gonna turn into the real,
Yes, and hopefully Basil don't get me fired.
First of all, I'm sorry. What did you say, Tamar? I'm sorry. What? Oh, okay. Let's be nice now.
Okay. Anyway,
don't get evicted. I have other people.
Who?
I have others. Thank you.
It's gonna be
your replacement's on the line. So keep going.
I own the rights to this show.
You don't
didn't see it in the contract.
Don't. Anyway,
let's talk about. Let's get started with a topic. I'm already laughing because this topic is kind of crazy. So in class, I'm in an interesting class at school regarding like sex trafficking and abuse, like child abuse and things.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Right? Yeah, it's a very deep class. Like sometimes he brings in cookies for us because he knew like the topics get a little deep and he lets us go early because it's a lot. Like it's just kind of a lot to be learning some of that stuff. But we started talking about prostitution and legalizing prostitution. And I wanted to know, what do you think about legalizing prostitution? Should it be legal?
I think that okay, let's hold on. I'm pro everything, pro everything. I think that with parameters, I would be okay with it being legalized. Right. I feel like if you can be your own girl boss when it comes to whatever you're doing, yes.
Right.
The only way I would say...
Or a guy boss, because some guys...
Okay, or guy boss.
What do they call it?
They boss and them boss and everything else. Right. Be your own boss when it comes to it, independence. The only thing that I see is because, you look a lot of movies and documentaries, with the whole pimp situations and everything. Right. A lot of people are kind of sold into it, or a lot of people are, abused and everything. Exactly. So... to that extent, I don't want it to be legalized just because it's like, are you making it legal for the abuse that will follow?
Right.
If someone's like, oh, well, their job description is a pimp and they're, they
their
have
job description on your resume.
Yeah, like it's
a pimp for 15 years.
Like if you can be your own, like if you can be your own boss with it and, do whatever you want to do freely, I have no problem with it.
Right.
But when it comes to the negative sides of it, like having a boss, quote unquote,
right,
and stuff like that, then I'm like, this feels like it's gonna make it difficult legally to, if something happens, to call the police or to fight something if something happens to you. I feel like it just make it legally make it a little bit harder to fight it. But in I don't care. I don't do what you want to do as long as if you're doing it with passion.
I'm sorry, with passion.
This is a serious podcast.
Because with passion. You go on a job interview to be a prostitute?
No.
It's always been since 3 years old. It's been my life's passion to one day grow up and be a prostitute. I'm sorry, it just seems.
There's a TikTok. We talked about this after. It's a TikTok where that was a funny running joke on that. Right. But yeah, like if you like what you do and you're good at it, people enjoy it. Listen, have fun.
Right.
You know, I mean, now you all have to pay taxes for it. Now, don't get mad when the IRS come around thinking
it's definitely
just because you're out there throwing it around don't mean you just gotta pay taxes now, sis.
Right. And that's what's like. I kind of follow that similar sentiment. Just like as long as someone is doing it legal, well, it's not legal now, but if it were legal, you know, doing it legally under the regulations and they're of age and they are consenting to it, like, I feel like who are we to tell someone what they can do with their body? But there were some students in a class who kind of had the opposite feeling, and they kind of believe, which I'm like, I can see the argument. They kind of felt as though prostitution, the nature of prostitution is one of those things that just so naturally kind of can lend itself to sex trafficking. Like, it's so easy to turn into that they feel as though as long as we have prostitution, whether it's legal or not, there are going to be people who are forced into it based on certain vulnerabilities, such as, I don't know, unfortunately, their age, socioeconomic status, drug addiction, mental health, stuff like that. So their argument was that they just don't think it should be legal in order to protect what they know is going to happen, is that some people are still going to be sex trafficked into it. And I'm like, I don't know. I agree with that. I do agree with that. I think my primary issue is arresting people who decide to do it. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if I say it should be legal, but then I also feel kind of weird about arresting someone, like, because they wanted to do something with their body, they get $50. I mean, like, honestly, business.
The way the economic system. There we go.
Right.
Words. The way it is. I mean, if you good at throwing it, then why not pay your rent by doing it?
Right.
You know, it's like, I don't know. I think the reasoning behind doing it and the freedom to do it is what, for me, is what kind of makes it a difference.
Right.
Because if honestly, if you're out of work and your rent's due and you have somebody who will give you $400, $500 for a half an hour,
right,
then do it. I mean, would you rather that person go homeless or do what they love to do or do what they want to do to get what they need until they either get a new job or they keep doing. Again, it's none of my business. Whatever you out there doing is none of my business. And it should be no one else's business as long as you are enjoying it, I guess, and you are safe at doing it.
Right. Now, what age should prostitution
legal age. Legal. 21.
But, you know, legal working age is 16.
No. Because I say no because I feel like if you were in a position, how do I say this? If you're in a position where you're doing it for a certain reason at 16, I feel like there should be something out there to help you before it needs to be an option.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're at 16 and, you know, let's say mom threw out the house and that's the only way you can't get a job and that's the only way you can support your living habits or whatever, there should be things put in place by your government that can protect you, help you, get housing, get X, Y, and Z, get what you need to get up and until you are the age where you can fully consent to what you're doing and fully understand everything that you're doing.
Right.
I think
and to that point you said, like, fully understand, it was some people in our class who even said that they think it should be legalized, who thought that if it is legalized, the age should be way past 18. They said maybe like 25. You should be 21 or 25, which,
I mean, I said 21, so I mean 21 works.
Because if you think about it, what do they always say? Particularly for men, but both sides, like the forward planning area, like your prefrontal cortex and all those planning areas aren't fully developed until age 25 or older. So what they were saying is that even though a lot of people feel grown at 18, they're not really that grown. Like, they were saying that something like prostitution can have such maybe even a risk on your health, such a impact maybe on your life, even for the stigma, because even once it becomes legal, it's still probably going to be a stigma for quite a minute. Mm-hmm. So it's like it can have such an impact on your life that they feel as though it's someone mature enough at 18, 19, 20 to really say, okay, I'm looking at all my career options. I got a good body. I like to... I don't know. What's the word? I'm sorry. I like to perform. I don't know because it's not really performing. But, so I think I want to be a prostitute. So it's just like... And I kind of see what they're saying about the older age, but I don't
get it, but at the same time, I feel like just like I said before, I feel like at whatever age you're going to make it legal, anytime before then, you should be getting assistance from an entity somewhere that will help you.
Right.
Because, again, if you say, okay, you got to wait till you're 25. This sounds crazy. If you're going to wait till you're 25 to be a prostitute, it's like, okay, well, then so I'm homeless now.
Right.
So I got to wait till I'm 25 to start making income or try to find a job somewhere.
Right.
And keep getting denied and live in a box.
That's
or
true.
Can I just do what I want to do and pay for my rent? So it's like, if you're going to make this certain, if you're going to make a age limit for it, if you are years before that, they should be out there helping you. It should be something in that, because also like if you say, oh, because 25, whatever you want to call it. Let's say you get to 25, but now because the fact that you had so much help, you found a good job. You're like, you know what? I don't have to go do this anymore. Right. This is not my. Oh Lord, what are you gonna say now?
Oh no, no, because I just thought because I kind of feel like what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, but I think a lot of what you're saying is still kind of stigmatizing it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying like maybe you have found a good job, but like what if someone like if
that's what legal, they want to be their job?
Yeah, like what if that is their career? Like literally, when you said a passion and aspiration, like I want to be the most bomb prostitute. Like I want to be known.
And okay, so
you know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
So I'm saying it as in like I don't like when I was younger I wanted to be a teacher, and up until I went to college I wanted to be a teacher, and then when I got there and was like, you know what? Don't want to be a teacher anymore. So I'm not saying it as in like, oh, you might find like I'm just saying in general that could be your mindset, but then like as you're like kind of getting up there, you're like, you know what? I don't want to. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not, like I'm not saying it's like, like last resort X, Y, and Z. I'm just saying like you might get to that 25, you might be like, you know what? I thought I wanted to do this, but I really like making video games.
Yeah.
And now I'm out here on Twitch. I'm out here gaming. I'm out here working for Nintendo because it's like maybe I do have something else. If you get to the age, you're like, you know what? Yeah, no, still like my body. It's still bomb. Still want to do what I want to do. I still want to pleasure other people. Have myself pleasure X, Y, and Z. Right. Then let's go for it.
Right.
So
yeah. It's I don't know. It's just like I feel like I think my issue is I don't want to see people who do it get arrested because I feel like. Especially if it turns out that they're have been trafficked into it in some sort of way, like you definitely shouldn't be arresting them. And even if you arrest them, some girls still may, or guys, if they're trafficked into it, they are probably likely to not give away whoever is trafficked because they might be afraid. So they might say that they're doing it on. You know what I'm saying? So it leaves this like area where it's like innocent people are probably getting arrested, and also people who may not be trafficked into it, but it still should be none of our business or getting arrested.
Even in the event, I think that you're being, trafficked.
Right.
I think again, if you are trafficked into it and it's something that you really don't want to do, sometimes not getting arrested, but I feel like you should, like, if they're gonna take you away, it should be a conversation to see where it's coming from. Because honestly, if you're trafficked into it and the cop pull up and take you in, that might be your only way to get out of it if you're in it involuntarily.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you are trafficked into it and low key it's legal, you could be trafficked forever. Because no one's going to say anything to you because like, oh, you're just doing whatever they want to do.
Right. Yeah. But I think that was a good conversation. We're going to wrap this up for who's doing the sponsor. Do we have a great sponsor this week?
We do have a sponsor this week. We have a sponsor this week. Trust me.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
All right. Well,
so we'll see you guys after the break.
And think about that question. What do you think it should be legal? Yes or no?
Put in the comments below. Instagram.
Oh, Instagram, yeah.
Thank you.
Are there comments on the podcast? Can you comment on the podcast? Anyway, sponsors coming up.
Think so, maybe. Do you remember when you were a young child, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, looking at all the things the world had to offer? We were just like that as well, and we are currently just like that. This week's episode is sponsored by Dreams, the dream that one day we will also have a sponsorship. And now, back to the show.
And welcome back. I hope you don't hear my neighbors thumping profusely in the mic.
Oh. And when they come downstairs.
Right. Because you know they do be playing them. They probably whip my tail.
But anyway, so due to the fact that we are switching it up a little bit, we're done our last topic. Woohoo! Oop, not breaking the microphone. Oh, Lord. So now let's talk about a new topic.
Oh, gosh.
I want to talk about social media performers. That's a nice name for it. Because I don't want to call them...
Here you go.
Hush. I don't want to call them influencers because...
Oh!
They're not. I mean...
shade.
I mean,
that's another saying we got to add. Like, shade. Shade.
Like, I mean, I'm a social media performer, you know. I get on TikTok once every 3 months.
And post something. Break my back almost daily. Still only got like 5,000 followers.
I mean, I have 80, so I don't know what you're talking about. But so okay. So we know that there are some social media performers, you know, that do things just for the fun of it. Mm-hmm. And there are some who are out here like getting real careers. And I want to ask you.
Oh gosh, here we go.
The ones that are just doing things to basically make fun of themselves constantly and getting famous, like, well, how do you feel about that? Because there's so many, like, there's the one girl who eats butter. I've showed you. She's
be in a hospital.
Something's going to happen.
Right.
She eats a full stick of butter and she's like dipping it in Nutella. And it's like, the thing is, people are not really laughing with her as much as at her.
Right.
There's a girl I was showing you that does the dances. She
moonwalk
isn't good most times, and people always make. I mean, the thing is, I feel bad because people are like, you know, people are making fun of her, obviously. Right. And there's a lot of people on TikTok.
I don't think her dance was that bad. I mean, of course, it wasn't like Michael Jackson, but I mean,
see, now I wasn't gonna say what dance it was.
I'm sorry.
Drag her. Just say her name now.
I bleep myself too late.
But like, so it's like, you know, people are laughing at you, and I mean, there's plenty. I mean, there's some people who find like, what's the Hey Tony Hey guy? I think he's pretty funny. The one that does, you know, the principal. Yeah, I think he's pretty funny. There's other ones I follow that, like, you know, they do them out little. I think they're funny, and there are some who are like just not, and there are some who are just because they're hot, they're like influencer famous, and it's like they're not
a lot of the look ones.
I mean, yeah, I follow some of them. But it's like, you're not doing the dance. You're kind of just like standing there without a shirt on or showing. Right. Which, okay, also, TikTok people, can y'all stop getting on TikTok with like half chubs or something? That is creepy.
I'm sorry.
That's weird.
When these abs come in, I will be fully thirst trapping on it.
Okay, so
media.
I said.
Oh, you said half chubs.
Yeah, like not throwing peen around.
My bad, I didn't mean that.
In gray sweatpants. That's weird.
I'll be shirtless.
Okay, well, I won't enjoy that. But like, I don't know, like these ones that like they're just doing stuff like because people are laughing at you, and it's like, but then sometimes they're like real life, like be getting famous. Like some of them are invited to the Met Gala, and it's like, are you a celebrity?
So
are you like you're just doing this to like? I mean, people are laughing at you, and it's like, okay, cool, but like, what do you like? I don't know how I feel about that.
I think I feel two things. As far as the people who are being goofy up there, I feel like I don't really have a problem with that because, I mean, some people...
That means they're being goofy yet funny.
Yeah, it's because it's like, that's how some comedians make their way, like being goofy. Like, what's the one, what's her name? BBQ? Is it BBQ? The girl, she always dress up as like different celebrities and she be doing the dances in the street. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I'm going to show you her. Wait, hold on. I'm pulling it up on Instagram. Oh, I wish this was on TV so I could like show the audience. This girl, you don't know this girl? And she always be doing the little dances
I have no idea who that is.
Okay, well, anyway, she's
sorry to that woman.
But she's actually really famous. Like, she has like 2 million. Like, she's verified on Instagram, 2 million followers.
I mean, a lot of people verified, but
I mean,
are they?
Not a lot
famous?
of people.
Are they famous?
I think she's famous. Like, she be everywhere. She be with like real celebrities.
Hope I don't sound ridiculous. But
anyway, the thing is, like, she be up there. Like, she actually is a real dancer, but she just be being goofy. So I think being goofy is not. But I understand what you're saying. That it's like, which can be frustrating for someone who does try to content create. Like, I try to content create. It gets frustrating because
content create.
Content create.
Oh, content create. Yes, you said content create. I was like, that's not a word.
Content create.
There we go.
But I think the annoying part is also sometimes that it's like hard to figure out what people will like.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, you know, like, you would do stuff and a lot of people would laugh and like get a lot of like likes and stuff like that, but then it's just like somebody else literally up there makes a stupid face and comes running across the screen and it's like, now they got 1 million followers. And it's
like this is the comedy. I mean, because there's one who I find her funny. There's someone else who I know I follow on TikTok who don't find her funny, but like there's one who I find funny. She I don't know if you've seen her. She like wears like this crazy like wig and she always reacts like food videos. I don't fully know. Like I don't know her name, right. But I find her kind of funny because a lot of times it's like really discussing food, and she be screaming at the screen. Right. And I always say like loud doesn't equal funny.
Yeah, it doesn't. No.
And so I think she's one of the people that I can say. I wish I would know her name. She's one of the people I can say who accurately does loud and funny.
Right.
And it works. But there are some people who are just screaming at the screen, and it's like the comedy is not hitting. I mean, maybe it's just I'm old. I don't get it, but like the comedy is not. It's not accommodating to me.
It's not comedy to me.
Like, it's not funny. And it's like, but then they had this like huge, like they getting 17.4 million views and likes, and they have all these people and Mariah Carey putting them on they TikTok, and it's like, but then there are people.
Mariah didn't put me on her TikTok, even though my TikTok has over 250,000 views. But I'm just gonna say, Mariah, please.
Wasn't memorable. Anyway.
And but can I just say one thing about not being able to understand TikTok? Like, that TikTok, in my opinion, was like, you know how some TikToks you do, you be like, it's going to be really funny, it's going to be really decent, and some TikToks you do, it's just like, just to post something to just express yourself. That one was under the genre of like, let's just post something just to be kind of fun. Like, didn't think it was going to go anywhere, and literally has now almost 300,000 views, and like my most liked thing. So it's just like, it's kind of confusing. And the other ones, I'd be sitting there literally, like, I've literally injured myself before doing TikToks. And then it'd be like 12 likes. I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah, like, I mean, honestly, because I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't think TikTok, I'm not built for TikTok because, like, I don't got time. I do not have the time nor the patience to be really out here doing these TikToks. But like, I mean, sometimes I do. I'm like, this is funny. And like, how dare you not like it?
How dare you?
But like, also, I think it's also like, I'm also at a weird, like, standstill where it's like, I don't want to be that, like, because like, you know, a lot of times like people who are like big like me, the comedy always comes from, oh, he's fat, so this is funny. I don't want to be like, I'd rather be famous on any kind of app because of the fact that I'm funny, the fact that I'm knowledgeable, something like that. I don't want to be on, like, you know, I get irritated when I see these like TikTokers who, you know, like I say, like they're famous because they're getting laughed at, and I'd rather not be the person being laughed at because it's like, oh, he's fat trying to do this, or he's not coordinated enough to do this, or she can't dance, or she can't sing, her lace fronts are never good. You know, it's like,
I know what you're saying. Like, you want to be funny because of like the joke. Like,
I want to be funny because of the joke, but then it's also like, I don't know, it's like, should I go out here and just make a fool of myself just for
that's what I'm thinking,
the views?
Like,
but then it's like,
TikTok that's what it seems like. People really do like people when you're, I'm like you said, sometimes goofy and foolery can equal funny, but it's just kind of like they like you to do crazy things, like, and just kind of, I don't know, be strange a little bit, be unique, I guess.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't mind to be unique, be strange, but it's like, sometimes you know when someone's just making fun of you. Right. So it's like, I don't know, but it's like, for people who like are just going out here doing it, sometimes I feel like, because there's this TikToker who, me and we're talking about this, because he does these TikToks in his car, and they're just the cringiest thing. And most of the TikTok, all the comments are just like, this this isn't funny. You look stupid, you know. And it's like, even for me, I'm like, you don't feel goofy. Like a lot of people are like, how do you go to school after posting stuff like this? Because it's not funny. And it's like, yeah, how do you not
probably
feel?
Get paid from it too. That's the
I hope
thing.
not.
Does it get a lot of views and likes?
And no, it does. That's the thing. But it's like, at what cost? Where it's like, do you not feel goofy walking up and down the street? Like if I get famous over TikTok of me falling on the ground, right? I don't know how. Like I'll be like, oh, ha, 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 because I fall. Right. I'll probably be embarrassed by it, and now every time someone look at me like you, because I don't think you're never taken serious. Right. You know what I mean? But like if you have someone like, I don't know, Charlie D'Amelio getting on Dancing with the Stars. Ooh, no one. Now we yelling names. So let me stop. Hush. But saying like, so she does. I mean, I don't really know what I don't follow her, but I know she does dances. So yeah, like she does dances. Right. But it's like, so if she were to go, let's say she's a really good classically trained dancer, and she goes on Dance with the Stars, would they be looking for her to be a dancer, or would they be looking at her to be the comic, funny, the funny comedic relief, stiff, right. And then it's like, but it's like, I feel like you've never been taken serious. So if you're famous off of whatever app, and then you get to the mainstream, everybody's gonna look at you as like, oh, that's that funny TikToker, or that's that person. Like let's Tiffany Pollard, let's bring her into it. She's not a TikToker, reality star. You never see her in a movie or anything where it's like you taking her role seriously, right? Because one, she always plays into the same role, but when she's not playing that same role, right, and trying to do something different, you can't look past the fact that you know who she is and what she does.
New York, that's my girl.
I love her too.
Oh, I love New York. Especially New York Goes to Work. Jesus. That is my favorite. If y'all haven't watched that, y'all go watch. It's on YouTube. In the app Tubi. You can watch.
Oh, it's on Tubi.
Yeah,
I have Tubi.
Yeah, it's on Tubi.
I don't use it.
And Tubi is free, y'all. So I'm trying to tell you.
Tubi sponsor us. I don't pay for y'all. But yeah.
Seduce that man at the fast food.
But this is not about Tiffany Pollard right now.
Funny. I'm sorry.
But like in general, like that's something like you never look past her being New York. When she tried to reinvent and be like, I'm Tiffany Pollard, it's like, scream, be loud. Why are you not being loud? Right.
And it's hard. It's hard to get past. I know what you're saying. Like, it's hard if you make such a strong persona one way. It's going to be hard to break out of that. But also, I think. I don't know if I want to, because I'm not trying to say this to be rude, and this is not to be rude, but sometimes I feel like if you really have the talent to back certain things up, you will be able to break out of it. Because I'm thinking of think about, I don't know, Beyonce or anyone that we consider an amazing performer. Even if Beyonce for a few years was, I don't know, up there being goofy with a crooked wig and stuff, and then she was like, let me do an album, and her albums sound like they do, and she dances like she do, I think she would have been able to still push past it. I mean, look at Ariana Grande, how goofy she was and crazy things she did on Nickelodeon, and now she's like a huge pop star because she had the talent to actually.
But the thing is, her talent was always. The character was goofy, but they never made her voice bad. You know what I mean? Right, like she always kind of had the voice. So it's like, oh, she's so Cat Valentine, whatever. Right. But she's out here singing down, making Tori Vega look like trash. Or Victoria Justice. I'm sorry.
Don't do that to Victoria Justice.
But I'm
Victoria
saying,
Justice is she's a bomb singer.
What's her last name? What's the name of her last album? Name a single.
Yeah, I don't sound ridiculous, but I don't know what that song is.
But yeah, but even then, when her transitioning from you think anybody from Disney transitioning from Miley Cyrus transitioning from Disney to who she is now, it took so long for her to not to just call her Hannah Montana. Right. So it's but it's you're kind of setting yourself up for Miley didn't become Hannah Montana to be Hannah Montana. She did it because this is the role she was playing. Right. And then she kind of branched off from it. But it's your intention of going on TikTok is to be not funny, but just be loud or be whatever it is that you're famous for, and then just pushing it over. But
I think it's just that idea of polarity. And it's people, I mean, I don't know too much nowadays because you might get canceled, but that old publicist idea that any publicity is good publicity. So, like, whether people are laughing at you, laughing with you, yelling at you, you're still going to get attention, and it still can be used to put, like, for example,
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, or like, I'm even thinking Boosie. That fool. I don't even think he's that homophobic.
He was popular.
I think he's homophobic for attention. Because I don't understand how somebody could be possibly that homophobic and angry 24/7, not 7 days a week.
He's not going to get the Rough Riders on my side. I have nothing to say. I say nothing.
No, but yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I feel like you can pass through, but one last comment though on that. It is kind of frustrating when you do see the beauty thing. Like, people who just have a good body and stuff, and it's just like they become famous. People talk about that on TikTok a lot. It'd be like someone who may look really good or may already be kind of famous, and they do the TikTok dance, and they doing it with the bare minimum,
literally not moving,
energy,
just standing still,
and it's 7 million likes. Another person out here literally springing their, breaking their spine,
right,
the
dancing their lives away.
It'd be like 20 likes in a comment, like, I don't know. So
like this is guy I follow now who, like, he does like trip pole stuff and everything. Right. And he is extremely talented, and it's like, but let Jason Derulo go out here and do it.
First of all,
also, we'll talk about this later. Jason Derulo is getting dragged on TikTok right now.
Really?
But yes, he did a TikTok where it was like a whip involved. Let's talk about it right now. He did a TikTok where there was a guy and a whip involved, and like
not indigestion.
No, not you burping this time. As he drags me, not you burping.
Oh goodness, I think it was that mac and cheese. Go ahead.
Next topic. How to tell your friend they have nasty food. But anyway, no, he's getting dragged on TikTok. I mean, honestly, because Jason Derulo be making full-on films on TikTok.
Right.
But no, it was a TikTok where this big white man was like with a whip, and he like, it's like a chain whip, and like the TikTok was basically like him, and then it like duetted to Jason or stitched to Jason, and he like was getting hit by the whip, and he was like, and it was like when it was like when your mom tell you to go clean or whatever. But people are dragging him because they're like, Jason, you're black, sir. You can't do this.
It's a white man and a black man.
Yeah, with a whip. It's like, you can't, like, even though it's not the original video, like it's a stitch to someone else's video. Right. It's like, come on now. You knew where this was gonna go. Right. And it's still up there. People are really dragging him about that.
Oh, poor Jason.
But
leave him alone. He broke his back before and survived. Give him a break. What they had to do with anything.
I mean, allegedly broke Will Smith's back, but
what?
Huh? Anyway.
You see, this is why we're going to be canceled before this show even breaks up. First of all, you need to go take filling for Wendy Williams, because that's that stuff you be doing.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
Because all that stuff she was saying about Kanye West.
Because listen, like I said, right. I'm the next Wendy. So whenever they get Sherry and all them up out of there, Wendy, if you need somebody to replace you, I got you. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I think it is time for our rant.
Okay.
I don't really have a rant this week, but I just wanted to laugh, a hearty laugh that the person I talked about last week, the Angela the Goddess, her page is taken off of TikTok.
Woo! And what's going on?
Oh my God!
Y'all are going to jail. Period. I hope she is.
Her page is taken down. I open mouth cackled. Thank you, TikTok. Angela, please don't come back. Right. And to all the women who are still out here talking about I'm still gonna harm myself because of her. You get help, because that girl is not that cute.
That girl not.
Okay, she's doing some colored contacts and threw some braids in her daggone head, and now she's bye.
Angela.
So Angela, the bye.
Goodbye, Angela.
Sorry to that man. But so anyway, do you have something to talk about this week?
I don't think I have a rant. I have a rant, but it's going to be saved for next week. And my rant is people not understanding that November 1st is Christmas time.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Please follow us on Instagram at CodenameZ Podcast. Please follow us on Spotify. Follow us on Anchor.
Send me some money to my Cash App.
No. We are on Apple Podcasts, Post us on your pages. Get the word out, and we will see you guys next week.
Okay, y'all. Bye. Have a good one.
All right, bye. Goodbye.
Make sure y'all get your Christmas decorations
That's it.
out.
We've hit time.
Make sure
producer, security.
Make sure y'all get your turkeys and your Christmas trees ready. Okay, see y'all. Bye.